Welcome to Shrinks with Drinks. We have Shrink Sherry and Shrink Sarita. Unfortunately, Shrink Anna couldn't be with us tonight. Tonight, guys, we are going to shoot the show a little bit earlier and release it to you because we wanted to really just talk about an important issue that happened here in Las Vegas, which was the 1 October shooting. It's our 1 year anniversary coming up for the city of Las Vegas, and so we just kind of wanted to discuss that and also let you know that we are going to be on vacation next week. So we won't have the actual show next week, but there will be content. So don't
stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, Shrink Sherry, what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight we're drinking Stella Rosa.
Ooh, Stella Rosa.
It's a nice red wine.
Yes.
So let's give it a try.
Yeah, let's see what this is all about.
All right. Cheers, young lady.
Cheers to happiness and mental health.
That's correct.
Oh my God,
That's
good.
good.
We said it at the same time. It's really good.
Jinx.
So I think we're gonna need this wine for today's topic because it's kind of tough. So as with 9/11, I think the main question always is, where were you? So Sherry, can you tell the viewers and I where you were when you heard about everything that went down?
Where was I? I was at home. I was actually at home, and the news broke, and I knew people that actually went to that concert.
Oh my God.
When it all went down, and so that was worrisome. You didn't hear anything for some days to even see if they were okay.
Right.
It was scary. And then I know when having my counseling, there was a lot of people that couldn't even show up to counseling because it was a lot. And the ones that did show up,
you had to process with them.
Exactly.
100%.
100%. And it was very heartfelt. I think through the whole, not just here in the valley, I think from everywhere, because this was people from everywhere that came to this concert, that came to the valley.
Absolutely.
To have this outdoor concert.
Right.
What about you?
So I was just getting home from the grocery store, I want to say, and I saw something on the news, and I was telling my husband, I think this is live, because their camera was on the ground, and you could see people running, and you could hear the screaming, and I was just sitting on the bed like, what is happening? And then the phone call started to rush in, and it was, so for people that don't know me, I like to try lots of different things. I listen to a diverse array of music, and so a lot of my family members and friends thought that I might be at this concert. I mean, I wasn't, but I'd say that we felt the impact just as much as if we had been there.
Absolutely, 100%.
I also did some crisis counseling the day after everything happened on October 2nd. They were looking for, of course, mental health counselors to come and respond to any of the traumas. They needed some immediate crisis counseling.
Yeah.
What is your overall thought on crisis counseling? Like right after a trauma occurs, and
that's when you need
crisis
it the
counseling.
most.
Okay.
I believe that's when you need it the most, because that's when you're going, your adrenaline's going, your process is going like, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
What did I experience, and what did everybody else experience around me?
Right.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people get into shock.
Absolutely.
So I
100%
saw
shock.
a lot of people that were in shock. It was so good though for me as a therapist that went and responded to the call. We went to a casino where they said, we were, first of all, everybody was on Facebook, like, where can we go to help? I feel like our mental health community really just
we all came together.
That's
100%.
the word.
We
Yeah.
all came together.
We really did. We were like, where should we go? There was a lot of misinformation. But we showed up at this casino. And
mention that.
Yeah.
The hotels pulled together too.
The hotels did pull together.
Didn't they?
They did. So regardless of insurance, nobody was worried about that. Nobody was worried about getting paid. This was all, of course, pro bono.
Mm-hmm.
But we all came to the casino, and I was happy to actually be turned away because there were so many people. But I did leave my information, and throughout the week, and for maybe about a month after,
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
it was about a good month where they had counselors, marriage and family therapists, licensed clinical social workers,
CPCs.
right, clinical professional counselors.
Exactly. Any mental health professionals.
Right. So they were on scene and they ran it in shifts, so where you could go to get counseling. I think for me, I know a lot of my therapist friends, either some people saw victims, some people saw people that were employees of the hotels and the casinos. And so I did some crisis counseling with the employees, and I think that is when it kind of just hit me what happened. It was hard because I worked during the day, and then I took the evening shift.
Exactly.
And then I went to do crisis counseling after crisis counseling my own clients. So I think this is where self-care comes into play, because I did that for a week straight, and I was also teaching. That was hard, and I did not take care of myself. Admittedly,
You did not.
I did not take care of myself. I was like, I have to hurry up and get to this casino right when I get off of work. I didn't eat dinner. I had like maybe some chips. I lit like, oh my God, I was there till late at night. I know that look. I know that look. It was not good, and that really taught me, even when you're coming from such a good place, you have to take care of yourself, because if you don't, you go down, the rest of the ship goes down. I mean, what are you supposed to do then when you go down?
Yeah, absolutely. Which I understand, because you were busy. Your mode was like, okay, I'm getting up. I gotta take care of my own clients. Let alone now I gotta go somewhere, and because of everything that's happening, the Valley was suffering at that time. And people were even missing for a period of time.
Yes.
So there was a lot of confusion going along,
Yeah.
and we were drawn into that confusion too, though.
I believe so. I think it was really a hard time for the people that went through it, but for us as clinicians as well, because there wasn't like a debriefing. It was just kind of like, you're thrown into this,
Bam.
Figure it out.
Yeah, here you go, bam.
Yeah.
This is what you do it.
So if you had any piece of advice, Sherry, what would you say to someone that went through it a year later? So we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary, which is sad in and of itself. What would you say to people that might be starting to get triggered?
Well, that's a really good one. So have they been seeing a professional for this?
Yeah.
Have they been maintaining any kind of therapy regarding their current, it's going to be PTSD. We know it's going to be PTSD.
Yeah.
So how are they taking care of themselves regarding that with their triggers? Are they noticing their triggers? Are they talking to anybody about these triggers?
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing, is the nightmares that happen with it, which are going to be.
Yeah.
Whatever, walking by, hearing like 4th of July, I can only imagine what 4th of July was for some of these people.
Tough for some of the people.
So I'm sure that was a big trigger for a lot of them. I would definitely say make sure that they were getting help, even a year later.
Yeah.
They're still receiving the help that they need for whatever issues they went through with October 1st.
Right. I think that's some good advice. I do. Because I think to Sherry's point in terms of re-experiencing symptoms, or commonly called flashbacks.
Yes.
So if you're starting to have flashbacks, if you're starting to feel anxious, if you're starting to avoid certain places, I think as a local person that lives in Vegas, it changed me, because now going to the Strip, it's not the same.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it feel...
Gosh. I didn't go to the
different.
Strip for a long time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I did not go to the Strip for the longest time.
Yeah.
Just because, and I don't even know really why, but just because I think what happened and how traumatic it was, I did not go for the longest time. It took me a while.
My mom actually had came to visit soon thereafter, and she's like, well, let's go to the Strip. And I was like, no, I want to go anywhere but the Strip. Like, I can't. I had been to the Strip enough doing crisis counseling. I think I was developing my own, trauma reaction symptoms, because I was like, this is really a lot, and I kind of didn't want to re-experience everything. I was just emotionally drained, I feel like, and dealing with everybody else's emotions. But then as clinicians, I think, we always harp on self-care, but again, how much of that do we really do? I mean, I was the first one that was like, no, I'm putting on my cape.
I'm doing it.
The therapist.
Do I need to eat?
Eating, please. The bat signal was up. I had to
Uh-oh.
go. I was suited and booted and ready. Like, eating, who cares?
Oh, wait, my
People
stomach.
are in need.
Wait a minute here.
Right.
Yes, and that drained you even more. I can only imagine.
Oh my God, it was. So coming up a year later, I'm of course reviewing with my own clients in terms of just touching base with where they were, how they felt, that kind of thing. But I think taking into account how we feel as human beings, as therapists, and just people that have gone through it. You know, had people that you knew that went to the concert.
I went to the concert, so it was touching bases with them eventually, making sure that they were okay, and reminding them they went through a traumatic event, an extreme traumatic event,
Huge.
and they need to take care of themselves. It's vital. It's vital. And a lot of them did, and some of them didn't.
Yeah, and that's common. So that's what anybody that's gone through a traumatic experience needs to know. If you don't want to see a therapist right away, that's pretty common.
It is.
It is,
It's
because
very
a lot
common.
of people, like, they're in shock and they're like, but if I don't talk about it, it goes away, and it doesn't go away.
If I just shove it down, I'll
Just
be
deep
fine.
enough. Right.
Shove it all the way down, and I can
Yeah.
handle this. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
something happens,
Right.
and
it just comes up.
and it comes right back. And then you're either angry, you're grumpy, you're moody, you're yelling at someone for no reason at all.
Right.
So,
Or you start turning to maladaptive coping skills.
Oh yeah.
Drinking
yes.
more than you normally would. So we're not just talking recreational drinking, we're talking
Correct.
drinking to numb emotional pain.
Yes, we
And
are.
those are two different types
Drinking, smoking,
of yes.
sex, gambling,
Oh,
any of the
gosh.
above.
Yes. So if you find yourself doing an increase of these things, we understand that it's not easy, but as therapists, I think we both come from the philosophy of building rapport is the absolute most important thing that we can do.
It is.
And so just please trust the fact that when you go see a mental health professional, they are trained in knowing how to build that rapport and getting you to open up. And you may go in there and say, I don't even know what I'm here for, but just something's going on and I just don't feel right. That's okay too. We'll, go on the journey with you and help you figure that out. I think that's so important.
That's very important. I had a few that way that said, this is what happened, and I was working that night.
Yeah.
And this is what I felt. And I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm just like going with the motions, but I don't feel right. I don't feel myself.
Yeah. That's a big one. Kind of the overarching theme was, I don't know what to do and I don't feel like myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to help other people. I don't know how to help myself. It's a lot. And for people that have worked in the hospitals as a clinical social worker, there's other different facets of social work that we do. So you can have medical social workers. So I was talking to some of my friends that had worked in the medical hospitals and were there that evening as people were coming in, and not enough was done, I feel like, to address vicarious trauma. Would you want to explain what vicarious trauma means, Miss Sherry?
What is vicarious trauma? Go for it.
So vicarious trauma is trauma that's experienced not directly, but maybe through something else or someone else. So you're in the moment, you're in the zone, and you're handling patients, nurses. You guys need to be aware of vicarious trauma. Doctors, anybody that's sort of in the fields or in and around a traumatic event that has happened.
Yes.
And you start experiencing symptoms the same way that that the person that directly experienced the trauma. So that's vicarious trauma. So it didn't exactly necessarily happen to you, but you're still feeling symptoms the same way as the person that directly experienced or witnessed the trauma would. Yeah, it was such from a person that is like, Vegas is my second home. I'm not originally from Vegas. I'm from Texas.
Yes, she is.
But so Vegas is my adopted home, and I felt so good that other people came and just showed the city some love, and showed us all some love.
Showed us all some love. Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say so because I think we all came together. I
Yes.
think that shows the strength
Of
that we
Vegas.
are. That's correct.
of humanity.
Thank you.
Of humanity, yeah.
Very much so.
And that's why we wanted to do this video and really just bring it all together. The 1 year anniversary is coming up. We wanted you guys to have some tools, but we wanted to give you guys some insight from somebody that was there, somebody that had to deal with it on a human level.
Yeah, correct.
And how it affected your family and friends and you as a person.
Yeah, and also with you and
Right.
your family.
Absolutely. I think we just love Vegas and
We do love Vegas.
yeah.
And all of us as a community
Yes.
pulled together.
That was nice to see. The community ties.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think in this moment of tragedy that we need to just lean on each other as a community. There is lots of memorial services, remembrance ceremonies. There is a remembrance ceremony or memorial service.
Memorial service.
A memorial service going on at UNLV.
Yes.
There's lots around the city, and we just would like to say that we are Vegas strong.
We are Vegas strong. That is
Vegas
correct.
strong, and we are here for you, Vegas, and we stand with you. And we like to thank anybody and everybody that just showed Vegas some love and just kind of think of us during this time.
That is correct.
Yeah,
I think so. And we're thinking of you.
we're thinking of you. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe to our channel. Please don't forget if you have any comments in regards to this.
Please leave them.
Yeah,
We would love to view them on the next episode
right.
and talk about them and